All right, so this is like our favorite time of the year because we have you this week, and then we do our 12 Days of Christmas next week. So you bring all the toys.
Yeah, well, electronics are on just about everybody's holiday wish list and
Always.
gift list. This year, when we asked, this is the Consumer Electronics Association survey, the open-ended question, what do you want for the holidays? At the top of the list, peace and happiness, followed closely by notebook computers, iPads, and e-book readers like Kindle. So we want our electronics, and these touchscreen tablets like the iPad are really the hot thing this year. And this one, this is the iPad. It has the cool
what does that
interface.
go for right now?
They start at $500, and then they go up from there. And you can get...
is that your dog on there?
That is Spot the dog and my girls.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, so this is, they start at $500, and now they're starting to be, there have been other touchscreen tablets around for a number of years, but they haven't really gone anywhere. If anybody can make a market go that hasn't gone yet, Apple can do it. They did it with the iPod in the MP3 market. They did it in the smartphone market with the iPhone. But here's one that's brand new. This is from Samsung. This is called the Galaxy Tab. It's a little smaller, 7 inches.
Smaller size.
Right, but the neat thing about this one also, it has a few things that some people have said, I wish the iPad had that. Next generation probably will, like cameras and video cameras, front and back.
Nice.
You can do things like Skype that those of us who have kids away at school like to do, that personal video conferencing system. This one starts at $600, although you can get it from some of the phone companies are carrying it now, starting at about $399, so about $400. So, and that uses the Android operating system. A lot of us are now familiar with that from our smartphones. More and more of those are using that Google operating system. One of the things that these touchscreen tablets has had an impact on are these notebook and netbook computers. Now, netbooks are the small, light, inexpensive computers. I think I talked about those last year as well, and they basically don't have a DVD drive. The neat thing about this one that I brought in, it's the Ideapad from Lenovo, is that you can convert it into a touchscreen tablet. It's actually a 2-in-1. So it folds over and bends back on itself. Think of your notebook if you could fold it over and flatten it out. So it's about 2.5 pounds. So it's about a pound heavier than the iPad. But it is Windows 7. It has lots of the inputs, USB connectors and Ethernet connections, so you can hook it up to a lot of other stuff. And it has that genuine keyboard that a lot of folks like as compared to the virtual keyboard. Yeah. So, and that's about $550, which actually is the high end of these netbook computers, which start at about half that price. And you also have notebooks that now start at about $500. One of the reasons electronics are so big on a lot of people's holiday wish list is the prices are so good. Some of us of a certain age, speaking for myself, remember when if you went out to buy a new laptop computer, you were spending $2,000 or more. Now you can start at $500 or less. Same thing with these e-book readers that are hot on the list as well.
I like that because it's got its own little light.
Yeah, well, that's the cover. This is one of the Kindles. This is the new Kindle 3G, which is about $180 or so, which is less than last year's, which were $269.
Right.
So the prices are coming down. Kindle is one of the hot ones, and it's kind of become a generic term, but you have the e-reader from Sony, you have the Barnes & Noble Nook now. These use this e-ink, electronic ink, and e-paper. It's very easy on the eyes, great in bright sunlight, which the backlit LCD screens like an iPad or a touchscreen tablet, not so great out in the sunlight. And if you put the light on this one, then you could read it at night as well. So it's interesting that the prices are down on these. You can put more books in these.
Right.
People usually ask me, should I buy an iPad or an e-book reader, a Kindle? I usually say, what do you want to do? If you just want to read books, these e-readers, they start at $140 or so. So the prices are terrific. So you might want to look at those if you're just reading books. If you like the color aspects to it, like on the iPad, where for kids' books, for instance, in color, or for magazines or newspapers, you can go ahead and look at one of the touchscreen tablets. And now you have the new Barnes & Noble Nook Color,
Yeah.
which is more, I think, like a touchscreen tablet than an e-reader because it has that backlit liquid crystal display. So you have a lot of choices, and that one's about $250. So, you know, just about all of us are on some sort of a budget. Most of us on a tighter budget than we were a few years ago.
Right.
So you think about all those things and what you want to do, but both the e-book readers and the touchscreen tablets, primarily the iPad, because that's the big one now. There are others. A company called Arcos has one. As I said, they've been around for a while. You have a lot of choices. Those are some of the real hot items for the holidays.
Okay, real quick before we go and play Andy, what's the camera you brought?
Well, this one is cool because digital cameras are still on the wish list, although most people say, you know, they're kind of blasé now. Doesn't everybody,
your phone
doesn't everybody have one yet? Or you have one on your phone. But they're building some interesting features in. The prices are really low. And this one has GPS built in, global positioning satellite. So you say, why do I need that? Well, it has a thing called geotagging also. So if you know, again, I remember I have loads of pictures. When was that one, you know? So when they started putting the dates on them, that was a really good thing. Now you can put the date and the place on it. So it uses GPS and some motion sensoring, so it'll not only work outdoors, it'll work indoors. So if you were in a particular place, it'll let you know where you took that picture. And that's it's also a 12 megapixel camera. It's about $350, but as we know, you can start getting digital cameras now for well under $100. You can, the ones in your phones are getting better and better for snapshots and video, so you have a lot more choices there.
It's always great to see you.
Nice to see you. I should mention television also, a big thing on the list. The prices, there's never been a better time to buy a television set. The prices are spectacular. Flat panels, plasma or LCD, liquid crystal display. Take a look at those. I know all the TV shots I saw of Black Friday, virtually every cart someone was pushing had a flat panel TV in it. That's because the prices are absolutely terrific.